wisdom,
prudentia,
justice,
justitia,
temperance,
temperantia,
courage.
fortitudo.
Applying ancient philosophy to modern life, this is the Sunday Stoic.
Welcome to the Sunday Stoic Podcast. This is Steve, coming to you from Conway, Arkansas. This Sunday I did an episode that was just sort of a unscripted impromptu chat, so I thought I'd better get another episode out this week, and we are going to look at chapter 17 of the Enchiridion this week. A very important reading, a very insightful reading, but one that could be read in different ways. I think we could use this reading as a way to accept things beyond our power, to make the best of any given situation, but we could also use it as an excuse not to act, not to make change, if we read it a different way. So we have to think about, how do we want to interpret this reading? Not that anything the Stoics say has to be interpreted. We can ignore certain things if it doesn't meet our current moral criteria, but if it's not up to date. But I think this one is really important, a really good reading, one that I really like to think about when I find myself in a situation that I'd rather not be in. It can give me a little bit of strength to carry on. Chapter 17. Remember that you are an actor in a play, and the playwright chooses the manner of it. If he wants it short, it is short. If long, it is long. If he wants you to act a poor man, then you must act the part with all your powers. And so if your part be a cripple, or a magistrate, or a plain man. For your business is to act the character that is given you, and act it well. The choice of the cast is another's. So we are actors in a play. We didn't write the play. Either the play is an emergent property of the properties of the universe, or some great author has authored this play. Either way, it's not up to us. We are in a situation that is triggered by cause and effect from the Big Bang all the way up to the present. Here we are. This is where we are. Epictetus says it doesn't matter how long you're on stage. It doesn't matter what your role is. This is what you've been assigned. Do the best you can with what you got. I think it was Seneca who says a sculptor makes the best statue with the material available. Some of us are lucky to have marble. Some of us are stuck with sandstone. Some of us may have clay to work with. It just depends what you're given. Now, I can find this to be a very useful way of thinking about things, at least in various circumstances, things that are impossible to change, or at least impossible to change in the moment. Here I am, I just spent a bunch of money on something. For example, I told you I installed a French drain. Well, it rained, it's not working quite right. I just buried $1,000 in the ground. I'm a little disappointed, but this is the way it is. I have to accept that's the way it is and then figure out what to do next. You might find yourself ill. This is and it's something that you can't change. Well, this is what cause and effect, what fate, what God, what the universe has brought to being. You can't change it. Play your part well. And then you have to think about, what does that mean? Perhaps bearing that illness with dignity. Perhaps raising awareness of that illness and helping others with that illness. Perhaps it is living the best life you can with the time you have left. That's playing your part well. But I think what we need to be careful of is accepting things that should be changed. Now, that's like, I guess that would come to things like social justice, or, I think back to slavery as a massive example here in the United States. If you are born a slave, should you just accept it and say, well, this is my lot. This is what has been decreed by the universe. That's what your slave masters would want you to think, right? So I think it has to be weighed out with reason and say, wait a minute, this is not just. And I may not be able to change this entire system, but I can help push things. I can be a catalyst to help push things in a more just direction. I can accept my position as a slave, let's say. Not that I can speak for this at all. Let me be clear. But I can accept a bad situation that I'm in a little more stoically if I am using that position to ensure that future generations may not have to face that situation. I can have a why, as Viktor Frankl would say, I have a why to live for. So if I have a why, I can put up with a lot of hows. If I have a why, I might be able to put up with a bad situation longer than I could if I didn't have a why to live for. And that why is justice, is the pursuit of wisdom, the pursuit of virtue. And that may not be simply an internal pursuit like Kai Whiting and Nancy Sherman talked about. We need to ensure that we are creating a just world, a world that others can flourish in, one where justice is the norm and not some abstract notion that is taken away from them. So I can't speak for what it's like to be a slave, but you can think of nor a prisoner of war, but think of the situation that James Stockdale found himself in. He was a prisoner of war. He could not escape that, so he had to accept it. But he could focus on what was in his power, and that was helping those around him to maintain their sanity, to maintain their discipline when needed, to bear what was thrown at them, and to get back home safely. And many of them did. And his leadership, I'm sure, was a part of that. So we can find ourselves in bad situations. It doesn't mean we have to accept the situation and love our fate. Oh, I love being a prisoner of war. I think that's ridiculous. But we can make the best of a temporary situation and work to remove that situation. And of course, if we're in a situation that is unchangeable, we can accept our role thoroughly and make the best of it, knowing that we are stuck in this role until our last breath. So think about the situations in your life. Which situations are those that you are permanently in, and which are those that you may be able to work your way out of, or you may change, or you want to ensure that future generations do not experience? And what can you do to promote justice in the future and to thrive now? I'm a dad. That's one of my roles. I need to play it well. I struggle at it a lot. I'm distracted a lot by more trivial things. I should focus. I know talking about this is like talking to a therapist. I know I should do this, right? I should focus more on what my son's doing and not some project outside, or, oh, the grass needs cut. Yeah, but maybe for the next 10 minutes you should play with your boy, you know? That's your role. If you always ignore your role, you will pay a consequence. My role as a teacher, my role as a husband, these are roles that I have. Some of these roles could change. I hope some of them don't, but some of them could change. These are roles that I need to play well. Doesn't mean that I might not change careers, pursue some other role, but at the moment, this is where I am, and this is what I must do. So you might get out a piece of paper and start jotting down the various roles in your life. Luckily, most of us, hopefully listening to this podcast, don't have to put down slave or, some servant or whatever, but you may have to put down caretaker or, mother, father. You may be a son or daughter. You may be a soldier. You can write down these roles and figure out which of those roles are roles you would like to change. It doesn't mean you have to accept them. Which ones would you like to change that are changeable, let's say? And which of those roles do you have that are unchangeable? The ones that are unchangeable, you may have to fully accept, right? The ones that are changeable, you may need to do the best job you can in them for now, but you may want to plan on how you might affect those in the future and change that role. We do have the ability. One of our roles in life is our ability to change over time. We do not have to be stuck completely where we are assigned at birth. So, think about that, make a list, figure out your priorities, and you can learn what to accept and what to work on. And until next time, remember, none of us are perfect. We're all doing the best we can, but we can learn to thrive in the moment and seize the day. Carpe diem.
Thank you for listening to the Sunday Stoic. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, rate, and review the Sunday Stoic on iTunes. Become a member of the Sunday Stoic team, earn rewards, and be an integral part of the show by becoming a patron at www.patreon.com/SundayStoic. Contact the show by emailing sundaystoic@gmail.com. To find out more, visit www.sundaystoicpodcast.com. And as Steve always says, Carpe Diem.